Hello everyone, my name is Yuta Jazz, and today I am back with another pick a pile. It was really on my mind today for some reason. Um, it is a reading about why I cannot protect or cleanse my energy. It'll be titled a little shorter, but the premise is the same. If you are wondering why your efforts to either protect your energy or to clear and cleanse your energy isn't working, um, this is a reading to help you figure that out, realize it, and then move on with whatever issue is standing there. So I have been using the top and bottom of the deck to help, I guess, with the topic a little bit of like what energies are involved, and I really loved how the crow and the chowl came out, which is it's speaking to a transformation of a deeper part of each and one of the groups of something that is actually holding people back in protecting or cleansing their energy is actually some type of belief or wound or programming that stems from a very, very early age and at some point that is needing to be transformed for there to be more acceptance of self-empowerment to, you know, let yourself in and go through either cleansing or protecting. So I don't know if you've ever uh, worked with the deeper ideas of either shadow work or deep psyche healing in therapy or psychology. But basically, we are in charge of our power of our experience, right? Especially if someone is trying to send us something, do something with us, or some gunk and nasty dense energies are stuck in our bodies, we have the power to release that and to transmute that, or to in general say no to something so we don't get affected by it. But sometimes that doesn't work, even though we do all of the right things to actually do it. We say the right words, we focus our energy, our emotions, our thoughts, right? Maybe even use certain magical tools, but it doesn't work, and that is usually because there is a core wound of some sort somewhere through either trauma or unexplained events or experiences that had no closure and have just basically like stuck like this. So if you've been struggling, there's probably something that's trying to pop up. It's getting more difficult, perhaps, probably, right, to keep balance or harmony because there's something raising to the surface to do. So clearing, cleansing, or protection can follow suit afterwards. So yeah, if you want to pick one of your piles, go ahead and do that. I'll be talking to you about what this is in more detail for you, and yeah, in one of the piles. See you there. Hello, pile number one. If you chose the Moonstone, this is the card that you chose, and it is the Holy Mountain reversed. Very interesting card. If you want to like look at it more, I guess, here you go. Here you go. Oops. So basically a mountain range with a person meditating by, I don't know, the sun, the moon, however you would see it. So it feels like there is a core belief and truth of never achieving the real destination, it seems like. It feels like there is a point of fear of not being cut out for it, not being made for it. thinking, feeling, loving the ideas that you have or where you want to go with them, right? But it's always just a fantasy because you are actually like you are incapable of doing it, is how it's coming across. And I'm talking about a belief that is deep seated in the subconscious, not something you necessarily might be experiencing consciously, but maybe you are. Maybe you're consciously trying to move it through your awareness, but I'm guessing that this could have actually been as a block in career and also relationships, mostly mainly for you because of um, the insecurities provided with it, right? It's kind of like a feeling of, well, if I'm not good enough to reach my own goals and dreams, then I'm not really good enough to have people I want around me or to have a stable, secure job endeavor or something I like doing actually. But I feel like it's literally more on success and adequacy and competency. Oh, we got two cards, damn. So, yeah, it's kind of like you definitely have something in your heart that you want to go for, but it's like emotionally and mentally there is a part of you that is holding back because of an experience where someone might have made you feel like you weren't cut out for the life you wanted to have. It could have been anything, right? It could have been anyone, it could have been anything. The tree here right now instantly is showing me that it is probably family related. It's probably something rooted in deep, deep early childhood, someone you looked up to, someone you valued the opinion of, and to this day have a loving relationship with it, it seems like, or at least have an appreciation and understanding of that person. Um, so yeah, it is harder also to figure these things out when you have good relationships with these people, right? But when you are a kid, there is a thing of perception is a bit misshaped. Um, as we're developing, we figure it out, but those experiences might stick in certain ways that make our psyche build it up into like a specific, what do you call it? The psyche of a child can build it up to be a specific fact of self-identity or self-value or self-appreciation, right? So you are actually destined and supposed to experience what you want. It is your path. You are walking it. The point that you've always really wanted it, defended it in your heart, felt it, and really had a proper image about it has always been like a river that was taking you upstream to the source of where, where all of this is coming from, like from you. Why is this ambition there? Where is it coming from? Some of it doesn't even matter, right? But it's more of like a personal relationship with this goal. You are definitely meant to be seen and appreciated for it. I think you going this journey is also supposed to heal you emotionally. Like in your heart, there's going to be a transformation in self identity and self confidence and who you were born to be and what you wanted to do. Um, but it is going to really, really take a lot of focus of self-appreciation, I guess, is the best way I can describe it within these circumstances and these difficulties because it feels like even as you're gonna progress through all of this, you are going to have to hold your own hand through it each and every step of the time and moment because it's gonna be like old shells, old rocks, that might have been holding you down, you back, are dropping away emotionally and mentally. And it's as you start doing things and then reaffirming it and reassessing it within how you are viewing things, right? That's what starts really changing not just your own relationship with yourself, but then your physical experience and your relationship with whatever you want to achieve and do. Um, I do see that you haven't lost the faith yet. So that is really, really good. You are in a very tough spot, but you just keep doing things that are good for you, that are helping you, that is there for you. You keep coming back to it, knowing that something's going to change and shift and is going to be okay. The thing you're not seeing and ignoring is literally something that is unconscious to you. It is an experience when you were a toddler, a baby, maybe, slightly older than that. And it wasn't coming from bad people. It was just a circumstance that made you really dig into an idea, thinking that that's just how life is and that's who you are. I feel like it's gonna come up really easily with time now, following this reading. As long as you keep having that trust that you do and maintaining whatever practice is really helping you. Might it be journaling, meditating, walking, talking to your therapist? There is something that you are doing that is really, really healthy in maintaining the flow of this. So I guess overall, I feel like it's just, it's not even that you're really blocked or you can't do protection currently or clear or cleanse. It's kind of like you're getting to the cork in the system that's gonna pop, and then everything's gonna release. All of the water's gonna start streaming out, and it's gonna be refreshed, right? But you are basically making your way down to that point, and you will be getting there. It's just a bit of time that's still needed to be fully finalized. You are currently amidst the the happening of it, and you are protected. There's nothing that can actually touch you through all of this. If you are feeling like you're attacked or whatever, that feels more like a personal side of you coming to the surface to talk about the pain, anxiety, and harshness that was experienced and how that is currently making you do certain things that might not be in the best benefit of you, or taking choices that undermine you, making decisions that are less impactful in a big positive way and more impactful in just the same old way, right? So, yeah. When I'm connected to my joyful presence, I attract support from the universe. What is this about? There is something about the moon, and there is something about the solar plexus, but I'm not connecting the dots. I'm gonna be honest. Maybe there will be some type of understanding of power when the new moon comes. Not new moon. I wanted to say full moon, but new moon. For some of you, full moon for others, because we are currently just after a full moon as I am recording this. So yeah, but you'll start feeling like you are actually capable and powerful around that time of either new moon, full moon, one of the moon cycles that is going to be the most prominent and impactful to you. Um, it's kind of like it's not that it's not happening. It's not that it won't happen. It's that you are feeling bad and disempowered and iffy because you are really working through some of the real unpleasant things that have happened to you that has really shook up your expectations of what is possible for you in your life. And it's kind of like when you're really, really sick and you're really getting something out of your system. And you've not been sick for maybe 2 years or something, right? And it's like you break down for a month almost or something, and it is heavy and it is bad and it is really hard. But it's happening. You kind of just stay in bed, eat as good as you can, sleep as much as you can, have, the right medication, hydration, and eventually it ends. And it's not like you were ever going to just stay sick forever, but you did get really sick to get rid of something to then just, be able to focus on your work, maybe be more energized in the upcoming m- month going forward. Like there's many different reasons or ways of how we build up and release energy, and this is one of those instances where it's like this isn't happening against you. It's actually perfectly on course. You are on course. It's just this is big, like this is big. And so you need that time and keep doing what you're doing. Time is on your side. I feel like you have the environment to do this. You have the atmosphere to do this. You have the people around to do this. You can do this. It is happening. Just because you're feeling bad, don't think it's just only bad. You're actually on the right path and course. So yeah, thank you for the, you know, company in doing this reading. Thank you for sharing your energy. I really appreciate it. Feel free to check out my socials for other avenues of either entertainment or personal help that you can receive from me, and other ways you can support me. And I will see you next time. Feel free to like, subscribe, and comment on this video if it has helped you. Yeah, I will appreciate the support. But that being said, bye-bye. Have a good one. Hello, pile two. If you chose the amethyst, this is your card. It is the Witness. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see much more, but feel free to look at the card more. Um, yeah, kind of hard to see detail in because there's so many brushes of little different colors and other things, but there's so much detail in these. Um, I'm basically like looking at buying a bigger deck of these cards that is going to also be better colors so I can see more of the details. I did not invest in the right deck. But hey, sometimes you just want some cards and need to save some money. Am I right? Even though it's not great. Mistakes were made and I have learned. Anyway, let's see what your cards say and let's get some more different decks in. Now that I started doing pickup piles, I have learned that I need to get more crystals and get more cards. I need to invest in some things, but it'll work. It will work. Interesting. So, what did you you it's you saw something that was not good. You saw something that stuck with you for life. It was a big shock. It didn't happen to you. It happened to someone else, and I feel like it was really bad and traumatic. I'm sorry if this is triggering you to cry, because I do feel a lot of emotions like that raising up. My eyes are even watering. I'm really sorry for this experience that you had. It feels intense. It feels like it just breaks your worldview. You know what I mean? It just feels like it really um it messes with you. I am really sorry for that. It's not even so you can't forget a thing like this. It happens and it stays, and you maybe get distracted enough in some of your days to be living a more better, clear life, but even then you never know when in the peace of mind of your days you're just gonna have a flashback coming back to this, and you don't know what to do about it. Yeah, that was not great. There is a thing where I think it shocked you so much that you believe you will never be set free from it or be happy again, that it's too dangerous to even focus on being carefree, happy, or childlike because like this is everywhere all the time. This danger is inevitable is how it's feeling. That's how it made you start looking at life. And if this happened to them, how couldn't it happen to me? And it's like, don't worry, it's not you. It wasn't you, right? It was a big thing. It was really bad, but that doesn't mean you can't be set free. That doesn't mean you can't be free from these emotions. It doesn't mean that you can't be free in how you live your life, that you aren't in that predicament, you aren't that type of person. And life is unpredictable to such a huge extent that you just gotta take it on with what you want to choose for yourself. Being constipated and paranoia and fear doesn't save you from disaster. Neither does being ignorant and like blissfully faithful without any real rationale, right? That also doesn't really do anything. It's a balance where you give yourself freedom to keep living the life you want to live and feel the way you want to feel and make your freaking best effort in doing it, or you kind of just let the pain be and build up and never go away and be enslaved and shackled to it, thinking that's the whole world and you gotta be on your game and you gotta be on top of it and you have to have a plan and you have to know everything. Hypervigilance is important, right? You can hear every crack in every house you ever stay in. Um, you always read people in critical detail just to be sure you won't be hurt by them. It's a very stressful way of taking on the hardships of the world and life. We all risk having something happen to either us or our loved ones. There's no exception to that. We can't control life. It is the biggest fear of us for a reason. That's why we're afraid of death. That's why we're afraid of anything. And that's why we still do it because that's the value that we can gain from experiencing it and succeeding and being happy and having the good times, right? And not being deterred by the pain of either the past or the possibility of new pain, right? If you fall in love, there is a chance you're gonna fall out of love. But that's why you had the chance to fall in love because it was gonna end, because there was gonna be loss, because there was gonna be the other side to it. Sorry, I had a person come back to the flat, so don't mind the knocking and the smashing and the whatever. It's just doors. It's nothing bad or serious. I am gonna take the door as a sign though. I feel like it had to happen actually. Like I knew the person was going to come back during your reading, but I still decided to not really do anything about it. But the way it's coming across to me is, are you actually going to open the door to life, or are you just going to let this deter you from ever coming close to anything that's going to make you happy? Because you're living a very protected, stable life. You have what you need, but you don't really enjoy it. You're just safe. And being safe doesn't have the risk of being happy. And what do you value about your life more than, what is it? There is some type of truth and awareness and deeper understanding and knowledge about life, trauma, and dark things that you can actually realize and figure out if you go into into looking at this pain. You don't need to dive into it and just be crippled. Take your time. This is big. This doesn't necessarily happen overnight. I'm just saying that you there there is so much interruption with this, I swear. There is a choice and a chance for you to do something else, to do something different here about all of this. It doesn't have to be this way. You have a choice to understand that this maybe showed you something really scary and dark about life, but this might have actually also been the thing that could have not just empowered you in some way, And I don't know what way that is. Like, I feel like this is so particular and specific and sensitive, and everyone goes through so many different traumas and pains, right? That you can't really always say what it is or how it is. It's a personal conversation and a personal truth. But there is something here that I feel like has shown you what you can do and what you are capable of avoiding and not having in your life because you know and are so aware of what it is and how instead of being there, like seeing the consequences of it and how it became a thing, right? Instead of that, always choosing the opposite side. Always choosing the happy side. The thing that brings value to this traumatic experience so you can be set free, so you don't carry this all your life. It happened, it's gone, it's done. You're not saving yourself and you're not helping yourself by carrying this pain. You're actually making it feel like it's everywhere around you all the time, and you are never safe, and you will always have to be wary of it, looking over your shoulder and avoiding it. And it's really weird because you are very safe, but I guess it sounds like you don't feel ever really safe. It's kind of like you also know that you're safe, but you never relax at your home. Even if you have a gun in your hand or whatever weapon, it's no, not necessarily just direct, but metaphorical. I do believe some of you might be really protective of how you handle anything and everything. So you might have like a bat by your door. You might have a gun under your pillow. I don't know. You might have some type of Bowie knife or something hidden in one of your nightstands. It does seem like this has been a really big thing. But it hasn't broke. The thing is, I guess what's coming across is it didn't finish you off. It didn't break you. It didn't destroy you. It did destroy your happy-go-lucky side and your faith in things are different, right? There's better and new things. There's not just bad things in the world. It did kind of create this belief that the world is a dark, dark place where we can't really hope to have good things. And it's like to some extent, the world is a dangerous, dark place we need to be wary of and aware of, right? We need to be aware of those things so we can live our life adequately and taking precautions each and every day to be safe, to avoid dangers of many different sorts. And we keep learning about it and we keep expanding through it, and it doesn't necessarily have to happen through us to us. It doesn't have to have anything to do with us. It can just be as simple as I'm never gonna risk going into the woods at like midnight or past midnight. I'm never gonna go in weird places alone. I'm never going to um give strangers the benefit of the doubt that is going to be detrimental to me. I'm never going to give them an opportunity to do something really bad when it can take precautions, right? And it doesn't have to be like, oh, I'm never going to talk to any stranger I'm ever going to meet. No, that just means you are going to be aware, looking at signs, and listening to your feelings of like, don't get involved, right? Be cautious. Don't get swindled. Could be as simple as, you know what, I'm gonna start buckling my seat up wherever I go, whatever car I use, even if it's a taxi, even if it's the back seats. I know laws are different about that everywhere, but for example's sake, I think it works. You can live a better, more free life, and you can hold the wisdom of this bad experience that you had because it actually did provide you with a lot of talent and awareness and how to protect yourself and other people, how to spot danger before it shows up even. I don't know how that's the case. You can read cues somehow in people, in the energy of environments, in what's occurring in little tiny ways. You can see a normal thing happening and know if it's sketchy or not. Like you'll know, oh, those people are actually okay and good and they're actually going to shop for something, and those people are up to something. I need to go away from this place. You have that as a power now because you went through this. This is actually like a superpower. Other people don't really go through this and gain that. They don't necessarily survive it as well as you have so far. You formed yourself together really, really well, but if you want to really feel safe, yeah, you need to start looking at it like it gave you something that will never now be taken away because you've been transformed, and that doesn't mean you can't be happy. It doesn't need to stick with you this way. Maybe you need some PTSD support. Maybe there's other things that you need to help transition you from this feeling and experience and lifestyle because it became a lifestyle, and it's like it's stopping you from meeting people. It is stopping you from meeting people, and you do want to have a partner. You do want to feel safe with someone at home together. You don't want to be like this. You don't want to be alone and scared. You want to be with someone. And there is someone out there for you to be trusted and believed in, right? And you are really stable, man. You can do this. You can do this. Just take your time. Seek professional help if you need it. I do have to emphasize that. I would also recommend being very careful about your neurochemistry, your chemical balances, good nutrition. It's very important for you because those things, for prolonged times we live unhealthily, or our neurochemistry goes through a bunch of stuff, or we even just chemically, like through food and nutrition, aren't put together well enough, and we're going through something like this, and maybe we are changing, maybe we're not, regardless, it really can stick with you. It can really start making you kind of go to a lot of bad places in your head, and then staying with the fear of I gotta be secure, I gotta do it like this. I would be really cautious of substances. If I were in this predicament or in your shoes. You do you, but this is just, a personal like note. I did feel and like have seen, have felt. So you do have trustworthy people around you that understand and are caring and compassionate about this. They can help you. They will be there for you, but you need to start opening up, and you need to start seeing what you can start doing. Like ask your broken heart, ask your adult safe, heart. Like start finding between those different sides of you that have grown up and that have experienced this, how can you start helping yourself? What do you need? What is the first step you're willing to take? And what do you need more time to do? And maybe people, you don't trust people, right? But you can start journaling in different ways about this, or writing out all of your worst fears on paper just to get it out on paper. And maybe then the dreams that you want to have, or the people you want to meet, or the experiences you want to have, right? And how you want to focus more on that than the fears you have, right? That you're kind of exchanging one for the other, that you're letting go of the protectiveness and the survival instincts with it, and actually transforming your expectations to be more of I will protect myself, but I will also let myself go out there and live and experience life and not be in a freaking bunker awaiting nuclear fallout when, you know, you could live a whole life underground this way and never experience anything. And you could live a whole, life upside and maybe have some bad things happen, but you will at least have other more expansive experiences, right? It'll be worth it because you'll have so much happiness that you'll experience that you could have never imagined. And maybe that pain, some of it is worth it, and other parts of it is never going to be worth it. And that's a power you have. That's a knowledge and understanding where to take your chances, to have fun, and where to not risk a single ounce of the situation because you know how it can go, where it is, or that sometimes it's a moment away. You can trust yourself. You can trust yourself. Just ask, where do you want to start? Where do you want to start? This is a really long one. I hope this has really helped you. My love and thoughts and prayers go out to you. I'm so sorry that you went through something this bad and this traumatic. I hope you can see in your heart the answers and the loveliness that you really want to experience and feel. And, talk to someone. Like there you can find that professional you can trust. If you don't like one, skip it. Keep looking for the one that's the one you feel is for you, is the right one. You can trust yourself. Friends, check who could be the first one to maybe spend more time with or go do something out of your comfort zone, something new, something you always wanted to do, right? But maybe you need more company with that. There are so many options for you to get through this and take the time you need. You're a survivor, you're a fighter, and you can become the creator of the life you want to live in a more positive light. And yeah, thank you so much for being here and trusting me to talk through all of this. I hope this wasn't too much for you. And yet again, you know, yeah. I legit have no words. I don't even want to do the usual advertisement. Um, if you want to please share, I have no problems with that. The comment section is for the viewers, not just for me. So go ham, go enjoy that. And if you want to have some entertainment, some positivity, some philosophy, and either just gaming and fun, just chit-chatting about life and art and whatever, you can go to my socials below. You can also find my store there for personal help. And yeah, you can also, I guess, join my Discord. Yeah, you can find it through my Twitch. I will not be posting it on YouTube. I don't feel like that's a good idea, but you can find it through my Twitch. So yeah, like-minded souls that might help you on the journey. Anyway, bye. Hello, everyone who chose pile number 3. You have chosen the crystal Shattuckite. Um, I saw a really beautiful stone of it, and I just had to buy it because it also had a really particularly interesting name. And there's actually like two stones that kind of look the same-ish and have a similar-esque name, but they're completely different. This one I have dropped so many times while I was out, and I don't know, it's still like beautiful, basically. It still works really well. I don't know how it survived some of the drops I've had. Honestly. I have taken it to some weird places. That being said, let's see what is your card. It is the hummingbird. I don't know why I wanted to give you that whole story about the stone, but I don't know. Maybe it adds up somehow. Who knows? I also like how it's actually somehow matching the card. Interestingly enough, yeah, it looks really good. So, yeah, you got the hummingbird. 29 instantly kind of jumped into my eye. 20, not 29, 26. That breaks down to an 8. So, I don't know where 9 came from, but 26. 26. Hmm. I don't know if there's something important about numbers progression. There is something coming through about a certain type of balance, I guess. A certain type of what is it? A certain type of alignment that has taken you a long while and is now reaching completion, basically. Congratulations on that. Um, okay. So Interesting. It's really interesting cards here. Okay, okay. Really quite something. Quite something. Um, all right. So how do we go about this one? It feels like you are letting something go. It feels like there was something big happening between you and another person, but it's kind of affected you to the point where, oh, and they could be a female for some of you, could be just a person that has a lot of like, I don't know, fiery, passionate feminine energy. Might be a very charismatic, attractive, exciting person to be around that is, it feels like they're really attractive, but they keep, what do you call it? They keep being at the center of attention, looking perfect, looking pretty, but they actually aren't. They have a persona, they have an appearance in public that is super fitting to other people's perception of like, oh, this person's cool, or they're wild, or I want to go hang out with them. Like they have to be invited into every birthday party, every party in general, everywhere. They get special treatment, and they're not actually special. There's something about them that's actually it's distorted. They're not, they've somehow made it so they have this like affluence and position within social groups, but they're not that person. They've created a really good facade, and they don't actually have like a stable life they have like a very flimsy life. Everything's built on House of Cards. It'll be blown off and away at a moment's notice, at a drop of a hat. And they're fine with it. They kind of just go with it because they use people to get around. They use people to get like ahead a bit. It's like favors and other things, but it is so continuous every day that it's, yeah, interesting, interesting. Weirdly enough, I don't feel like there's a lot of really negative, bad intent with them, but I don't know. I don't know. It's an interesting, weird energy. It's kind of like that person that's just like that, and you can't necessarily get mad at them because it's kind of like they're unintentionally the way they are. I don't know. It's kind of like how you can't really be mad at a person that doesn't know any better to some extent, but it is frustrating to have any circumstances or situations with this person because it's just unreliable. Um, unreliable. This person, something they've done to you has really stuck with you, and it has made it hard to let go of it. I feel like you feel like you've been used and manipulated, and maybe someone got the better of you, basically. Like you feel like something is really not fair. Someone disrespected you, used you, you didn't really see it coming. You slightly might be a bit angry about it for the time being, but you are slowly moving away. It didn't tamper with your identity. I guess it just was unsettling, right? Let go of the dissatisfaction, and maybe the critical thoughts of like, if I would have slowed down, if I would have like looked out for the red flags, if I would have spent more time getting to know them, if I didn't listen to other people who said they're a great person and just let my guard down, if. So, this person came around to be a perfect example of how to notice anyone like this. There's a lot of people like this, except they don't do it as good as this person. I do gotta say, a lot of people have more red flags than this person. I don't know how they did it, but it feels like they've made a really good face, super good face, and they get through life this way. They get around, they get through life this way, and it's like they show up in people's lives to teach them to not deal with people like this, and they don't try and cause too much drama or chaos or issue. They just go on to the next person and keep going. Um, for you, it was like seeing this person was enough. You saw one of them and felt what they made you feel enough. Like that was one person, and never ever will you have something like this ever again. You will know how to look out for it. And just, don't hate on yourself. Don't think they were smarter or better than you. It's more like you just never experienced this. You never met someone like this, so you didn't know that this was possible. You thought that things were easier to see up front on people's faces, that it was easier to read and guess them. But, people constantly learn better ways of appearing one way, being another, and, actually living out these lies or misconceptions, or these lifestyles where it's just kind of mis I don't even want to say that. These lifestyles, I'm just gonna say these lifestyles. We're just gonna end it there. You can call it how it was, you can describe it all, but maybe don't go overboard with just hating on them. That's not really going to help you. If you forgive them and yourself within the situation, you're not saying it was okay or good what happened. You're letting go of the disappointment and annoyance of it. If you kind of just, describe and accept and are real with who they are, what happened, and how you feel about it, and forgive them, let them go, and just say like I'm done. Like I'm gonna focus better energy, effort, desires, love towards better people. Like what can you really do that's gonna help either you or them by judging them and being so up in your head and angry that someone managed to get one over on you? Because this doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like it was that big in terms of how it affected your life. It didn't cause disaster to the point where now you're out of a job or a house situation, or you lost like some items. Maybe you've lost things that you really appreciated and liked, but you didn't need any of those things that left your life with this person. And I feel like that's a hard truth. I'm sorry if that is upsetting. I don't mean anything negative by it, because how you feel is valid. The impact you're experiencing is real and it's valid. I guess the way it's coming across from cards is you can let this go. You can have it away from you. It doesn't have to hang over you. It doesn't have to take away your peace. It didn't even leave a dent in you or in your life. It just left you disappointed, disappointed with people, maybe a bit closed off and a bit more cautious and a bit more wary of, being just open and carefree with certain people, or being super open. But that doesn't mean that this wasn't good for you, you know. It wasn't nice, it wasn't great, but this has provided you with awareness about people beyond of what you had previously. It's kind of coming across of like take the good with the bad, because they're one and the same. You had a lot of good and fun times too, and you couldn't have had them if you didn't find out the truth of this person and how they live their life and who you are to them in the midst of that. I feel like you really learned a lot about love bombing and affluency within people that look great and just play that card really good, but they're nothing. They're freaking nothing. You know what I mean? Don't let this person take more away from you when they're long gone. You're also ahead. Yeah, maybe they made you rush into some things that you really didn't like, and now you gotta start from a way fresher, more new, more raw, more of a unsettled place, and you need to somehow take yourself out of the angst and the pain or annoyed emotions, more like, and to look forward to the things that you really like, and to look forward to meeting new people and new relationships. And maybe they're going to be similar to this person, but they're actually going to have their shit together. They're actually going to be healthy. They're actually going to be real. They're going to be honest. maybe a bit too honest even at times, but there's an option to find people that are of a similar color but way better, that are gonna be worth having around. And I mean, if you're gonna have any other situation that is remotely similar, you're gonna cash in all of the good moments and cash out just before anything like this breaks apart. You're gonna make better choices in the midst of these situations where it's not gonna take away as much from you because you're gonna see like this is repeating again. This is what happened last time, or this is feeling like this. Maybe this person's gonna be making me pay for the drinks every single time I'm gonna go out. Maybe, I'm gonna need to deal with hoofing it home instead of having a taxi because of some weird financial stuff that I shouldn't have been involved in. Maybe this, maybe that. And now you know how to avoid all of it because you met this person, you got upset, they made you rush into some crap, and they really irked you in terms of how how can people be like this? Like why? You know, don't put expectations on this person. They're just who they are and how they are. They were never gonna be who you expected them to be. None of this was gonna be what you expected it to be. That's the surprise of life, but there's more use in this. So I guess it's not that you can't protect yourself, or you can't, but you are holding on to something that you don't want to let go. That's the thing, and you can let it go. You just need to somehow find it in your heart and in your brain, in your mind, in between of all of that, how to look at this person, look at yourself, and just, you know what? Let it go. It's not worth my peace. It's not worth my time. There's something useful from this, even though I didn't like the ending. Even though I didn't like certain situations, even though I didn't like some of the things that happened, there is something very valuable that occurred for you, and this isn't that big to let go. It's just you don't want to be tricked by a person like this in the future, and you're not. Like look into the point that you actually learned a lot from this, and now you're going forward. You are not gonna fall for people like this. You really, you can do this. You're not gonna be blocked. It's your choice if you want to hold on to this feeling, man. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. You have all the power. Keep being who you are. Keep expressing yourself and keep knowing that it's all right. This was actually a good thing, a part of your journey. This wasn't a bad thing. You didn't lose anything. This just made you fly even better, even higher, even faster. And you now can spot stuff other people are not going to be able to spot. You're going to call out things that others that are unaware or who haven't been through things like you and aren't looking out or haven't learned. You're gonna be beyond that. You're gonna be the person that knows, that can see in between of social lines and what people say and how they act. So I hope this helps. I know that the message got a bit repetitive, but it did feel like it's a bit of a repetitive experience of this is annoying, this is annoying, this is annoying. And I feel like I had to just say the same thing in response of like, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, if that makes sense. Um, yeah, write it on a paper and burn it if you want to. That just came across like, oh, I can't really do this. Do some physical ritual and it'll help you do it in your head and in your emotions. And if you need to feel something out on why you're upset to let it go, do that. You just ask, how can you get over this? Because you know your answer. I'm just here to call what I can see. I feel like it's already happening, but there are things that you're still hung up on. Thank you for getting a reading from me. Thank you for, just in general, popping over here, liking, subscribing, or in general viewing any of the stuff that I create or am a part of. If you want to have more entertainment, more content, more of a personal one-on-one reading with me and other services that I provide. You can check all of that out down below in my link tree. And if you want to support me, there's also a donate link there too. So, yeah, best of luck to you, and I will see you next time.